Hi, I'm glad to see you again today. Today I thought we'd paint a little animated opening that you see at the beginning of each show. That's a fantastic little picture. Only takes a couple of minutes to paint it, but it takes a lot of super people a long time to animate it, so I hope you're enjoying it. Let's just start off and have them graphically run all the colors across the screen that you need to do this painting with me. While they're doing that, let's go on up here and get started. Now I've already covered the canvas with a nice thin even coat of the liquid white. It's all wet and slick and ready to have a painting put on it. So let's do that. We're going to take off today, we'll use the old 2-inch brush and go right into a little touch of yellow ochre. Just a small amount. Just tap it right into the brush. Okay, let's go up here. Now, right up in the sky here, we're just going to put the smallest touch of yellow. Allow that to blend with the liquid white so it's very light in color. Now, it'll look light against all this white, but when we put the rest of the sky and everything in, then it'll look a lot brighter. Okay. Just something like so. Like that. Maybe even throw a little bit down in here where we know the water's going to be. Okay, let me clean the brush. And we clean our brush with odorless thinner. Really recommend you use odorless thinner. And just beat the devil out of it. Okay, now then, let's put some big clouds up here in the sky. Go right into the midnight black. Just tap the brush right into the black. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, we're just going to start laying in some very basic little shapes. Just work the brush back and forth. Let it sort of just play down in here. Let all these little things just happen. And sort of let it come together. There we go. A little bit more maybe right in here. Now if you're not careful, you'll eat up all your yellow ochre in just a second. This black is many, many times stronger than the yellow ochre. So don't get too crazy. Just a little. Maybe a little right in here too. Okay, now we need to clean the old brush again. Clean the old brush. Shake it off. Just beat the devil out of it. Okay, now we're going to go right back into this and blend. We want to blend this so you can't tell where one color starts and the other color stops. Just very lightly blend it together. You know, for cleaning your brush at home, they make a little thing called a brush beater rack you can put in the bottom of a waste paper can and contain all this. I really don't recommend you start beating on the leg of the easel at home. There. Okay. Now then, while we have this brush, I'll go right back into a touch of that black. Just tap it right onto the brush. Just a touch. Okay, let's go back up here. And with that, we can just lay in what will eventually become our water. There, pull from the outside in. You don't want to kill that little bit of yellow you have there in the center. Pull from the outside in. Go to the other side and do the same thing. Like so. Okay, then very lightly, you can just go all the way across. Very lightly. Here you're just barely touching the canvas. Okay, now then, let's build us a fantastic little mountain. And we'll start right up in here with that. I'm going to go right into midnight black. And to that, I'm going to add a little bit of phthalo blue. Midnight black and phthalo blue. Pull it out as flat as you can get it. Cut across and get that little roll of paint. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, we have to start making some decisions here. Here we're going to start laying in some basic mountain shapes. And you're really pushing that paint right into the fabric. See, just laying all those nice shapes. And the only thing that you're worried about is this nice edge up here. You could care less what's going on in here. No problem at all in there. We'll have another little bump right there and another one out here. just however many you want. This is your mountain, so you create it any way that you want it. There we go. Now with the 2-inch brush, we'll grab that and just pull it out. As we've said before, if you can see the entire mountain, it's always more distinct at the top than it is at the bottom. So by pulling it out like this, it blends with the liquid white, and automatically that occurs. You don't have to work, you don't have to worry about it. It just happens. It just happens, and that's really what makes it fun. Okay. See, already that gives you the impression it's just sort of floating around in the sky. All right, we'll clean this brush one more time. Shake off the thinner. And we're ready. Now then, let's take titanium white. Pull it out very flat, just flat as you can get it. Get strong with it. Pull it out and cut across. There we have that little roll of paint again, okay? Now then, make some decisions here. Where's light striking your mountain? No pressure. No pressure. And we're going to do this mountain in stages. Several different stages. So we'll start out by just doing like so. Then we'll take some white, a little bit of black, a little bit of blue, and we'll make a shadow color. Like so. I want this to be quite dark. I'm going to add a little more black to it. There. Nice. All right. Then once again, we cut off that little roll of paint, and let's go right up in here and begin adding some happy little shadows. See? There they are. That easy. That easy. Knew you could do it. All right. Now then, as I say, we're gonna do this mountain in stages. So let's take this part that's done here, and with a clean, dry brush, gently tap it, and then lift upward. See, and soften that one. Okay. Now then, same basic thing again. We're going to take this one and bring it distinctly over. Now the reason I soften that one is because I want this to look like it's in front. See? And now it'll set in front and push everything back. Huh, sneaky, huh? It's one of those ways that you make it look like things are happening without actually doing anything. In painting, you create illusions. Just illusions. Maybe that comes right on around. Now this won't be an exact duplicate of what you see at the beginning of each show, but it'll show you how that particular painting was made. Can't ever do an exact duplicate. Okay, now once again, we'll take and we'll put in some happy little shadows here. Drop them in like that. All kinds of little things happening here. There we go. You know, I have so many fantastic friends all over the country, and they send me letters, which I really, really enjoy. And you know, we get paintings from people. We get pictures of paintings that they've done. People just like you and I that watch the shows and they pick up a brush and they make an almighty painting. And I thought maybe today I put a few of them on a board, and I'd sort of like to share those with you. Maybe we can get them to just sort of run across them and let you see some of the fantastic things that people are doing. Now, if you've sent me a painting and it's not up there, I apologize. We'll put it up there next time. Send your paintings in. Let me see what you're doing. It's super. And we'll try to put them on the show and share it with everybody. Isn't that beautiful? Can you believe it? People are watching TV and creating beautiful, beautiful paintings like that. And you can too. You can too. Grab your brush and give it a try. I think you'll be absolutely amazed at what happens. There. Now I'm just putting another layer of mountains in here and lifting upward. See, now this mountain looks like it's in front of that one. And we can carry that even a step further. Let's take this one here, let it come down, and let it come across. See, you can just make layer after layer. There's no end to this. Absolutely no end to it. There. I really do love to hear from you. If you have time, do drop me a line. I mentioned in one of the earlier shows, we travel all over the country, and we do demonstrations for PBS stations and all kinds of charity groups all over. And if we're in your city, I'd love to see you. Come out and support your local station and spend some time with us and give me a chance to talk with you and meet you. And myself and my son Steve and some of our other certified teachers, we're always on the go. We're always doing demonstrations. And if you'd like to know when we're going to be in your area, just drop me a card with your name and address on it. And we'll put you on a mailing list and we'll let you know if we're going to be in your area. There. And you can just send it and carry the address. It's at the end of the station. They'll send it on to me. I mean, at the end of the show. There we go. All right, now we'll tap this one. The thing here is don't destroy this nice top line right up here. You don't want to destroy that little line. Leave it there. Tap below. Soften. Then gently, gently, gently lift upward. Gently. Isn't that easy? You've got several different ranges of mountains. Isn't that super? Okay. Now then, let's build us some little foothills in here. And for that, I'm going to take midnight black, and I'm going to add some yellow ochre to it. Now that makes a very, very dark green. Probably still looks black when you set, but it's yellow ochre and midnight black. Very dark. Let me clean off my knife. There we go. And for that, I think let's grab a fan brush. We'll go into this dark green color. Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, let's have a little rolling foothill here. And all we're going to do, take the brush and tap. See, use the roundness of the brush. There we go. And maybe we'll have one right there. And it goes right on out, wherever you want it, wherever. There. And all you're doing is just tapping the canvas. There. Isn't that easy? And that makes a nice little footy hill. There we are. Now then, I want to create the illusion of a little bit of mist right here. So I'm just going to gently tap, just right on the base. Just tap it. That'll make it very soft and very misty. Now then, we can take the same old brush. I'll go back into some yellow ochre and then hit that black, like so. See, it makes a dark green color. But it's a little lighter than what we put up there initially. Now we can go back and highlight that just by barely touching. Now if you have trouble making this stick, add a little bit of paint thinner, a little liquid clear, either one. That'll make it stick. Okay, a little bit over here on this one. I want it to be very dark still, but have a green appearance. Now, we might even want to brighten that in a few places. Yeah, that's a little bit brighter. Maybe that'll show up a little better when you set there. Yeah. Okay. So you can just create all kinds of little things. So. And you can sneak in there and pick up a little bit of white just on the same brush so it lightens it. And it'll make it look like there's a little bit of light just playing through there and having fun, sparkling. There you go. Okay, let me wash that old brush. Man, brushes is not as much fun to wash because you don't get to beat it and bang it. Now then, let's go back into our black with a little yellow ochre in it. It's very dark. Just really load that brush full. Load it full. Okay. Now then, right down in here, we'll put another layer of little little foothills. And I know there's going to be some reflections here, so I'll just pull a little bit of that color right down. That's going to be my reflections later on. Now, see right in here, this little misty area that's left. That's the only thing you have to separate these two. So don't kill that little misty area. It's very, very important. Okay, let's put another one maybe right there. And in your world, in your painting, you put as many or as few of these as you want. I just want to show you how. And then you make the big decisions. There we go. There we go. Now then, we can go back into some yellow and some of that black and make us a nice green color. Load the fan brush full of paint. See, a lot of paint. Okay, let's go back up here. Now then, I want to come in here and just put a little highlight on here. Don't kill all the dark. It's almost a natural tendency to get carried away and kill all the dark. The dark is so important. It's what gives you little foothills depth, distance, dimension. Otherwise, they're just flat. And you can pick up a little bit of titanium white and a little, look at there, a little bit of light, just play right across there. See, it really makes that sparkle. Looks like there's a little sunshine just bouncing all through that area. Okay, good. Told you you'd like that. Clean off the old brush. Okay, now with a 2-inch brush, let's create our reflections. Grab that and pull it straight down. It's most important that you pull straight down. If you pull it at an angle, it's not going to look right to you. Pull it straight down and then very lightly go across. And you have instant reflections. We'll take a little of the liquid white, put it on here and pull it out very flat and just take your knife and cut across. That's all you have to do, okay? Then we'll go right up here and we'll drop in some happy little water lines. Now keep these lines basically straight, even though you can go up and down with them. Keep the lines themselves basically straight. This is what keeps your water contained in your painting. See, and you can put a happy little ripple here and there. Those two need to be basically straight. All right. I think we had some evergreens that lived right in here. So let me mix up some color. We'll take some of the black and the yellow ochre into it again. Black and yellow ochre. So it makes a super, super dark green. And I'm going to put a little bit of it over here and add a little white to it. So I have the same color, but 2 different values. See, it's the same color, but one has a little white in it, okay? Now we'll start with the lightest one. And I'll load the fan brush full of color. Maybe a touch darker. There we go, like that. Let's go right up here. Now, little evergreen lives right here. Now we're going to use the corner of the brush and give it an upward push. So the little limbs go upward. You can make them going upward or downward, whichever. Okay, we'll put another one right there. There they are. When you use all the paint out of one corner of the brush, turn it over, use the other corner. That's the reason they put 2 sides on the brush. There. Okay, maybe, tell you what, yep, right here, we're going to have a 3rd little tree. Just like that. Isn't that a nice way to make little evergreens? Okay. Then I'm going into a touch of green with the same old dirty brush and just put the indication of a few little highlights here and there. Don't overdo, don't overdo. Just a little. These are too far away to have a lot of detail in them. Too far away. And I'll clean the old brush. Wipe off the thinner. And let's go into this dark, dark color we made. Dark, it looks black. very dark, but it's a very dark green. Load that brush full. Let's go back up here. Now, the big tree that lives right there. Ooh. Yeah, there he comes. See, as you go down, push harder and harder with the brush. Use more of the brush. When you first start, you use only the corner. But as you work down the tree, then you're using more and more of the brush. And there's nothing wrong with reloading the brush. If you run out of paint, go get some more. You want this one dark so it stands out. That's a big tree. Strong old tree. There he comes. There. I like to do these big evergreens. And maybe there's a little one. He's got a little friend. It is right there. There it is. And in your world, put as many or as few trees as you want. Okay, we can take a touch of the dark sienna. A little bit of white. Cut us off a little roll of paint. Let's go right up here. And with that, we'll just put the indication of a happy little tree trunk. There's one right there. Go right into some of this lighter green color. That's just yellow and the black. But I want to keep it quite dark. I don't want this to get too bright. Okay, let's go up here. And we'll put some highlights on this old big tree. Now this tree is closer to you. You'll see more highlights. So you can add a little bit more color to this one. A little bit more. And we'll put a little on this small tree. There we go. There we go. Now, same old dark color. We'll just fill this in. We'll put a happy little bush in there. And he comes right out. And we're going to have some reflection, so we can just start throwing in some color for some nice reflections. Van Dyke brown on the knife. Let's build, look at here, a happy little stone. Got to have a place for all this to sit. This is just Van Dyke brown. Decide where you want this dirt area to be and drop it in. And we'll go back to some of our dark sienna and white. And with that, let's lay in a few little highlights. See, just let this sort of bounce across there, just like you're laying snow on the mountain. That easy. And you can take the little edge of the knife and just pull some of this down, make it look like nice banks. Grab it, pull down, and go across, and instant reflections. Now then, we take a 1-inch brush. Let's go through some cad yellow and some sap green. Cad yellow and sap green, pretty colors. Load a lot of paint into the brush. Let's go, and maybe right here lives a happy little tree. There he is. Okay, another one right there. And just put as many or as few as you want. These things just grow wherever makes them happy. All right. A little bit of liquid white, and we'll cut us in a little water line underneath this. This is how you sort of clean up the bottom, bring everything together. Scratch in a few sticks and twigs. Now let's go over here on the other side. I'll just use the same old dark color. We'll use a round brush here. We'll put a big tree. He lives back in there somewhere. And without cleaning the brush, add a little bit of the lighter green color, just to make the indication of a couple little highlights. So a round brush does fantastic little background trees. Okay. Now we can take a fan brush with Van Dyke brown on it. and we'll put in a big tree that lives right there. Van Dyke Brown, give him a little friend. And we need some nice little bushes around his foots. So you can bring all this together. Like so. Okay, that brown and white color with a knife. We'll put the indication of some highlights on this tree. Just some indications. All right. Now then, let's take some liquid black on the liner brush and put us the indication of some little limbs and however many. This is just liquid black. There. Now back to our 1-inch brush and some of the dark color. Let's put some leaves out here. Wherever. There's some more. Like that. Like that. And then we'll highlight these. There, this is just yellow with a little bit of sap green in it. And just drop these in. We'll put a little bit on these just to brighten them up. I think he had a little highlight on them. And down here, we had a little bit of stone, a little bit of ground. There we go. Drop some highlight on it. Okay, I think that about shows us how that painting was done. And I think we're about at a closing point for this week. Look forward to seeing you next time. From all of us here, happy painting. God bless.